The lights didn't dim the way they usually did. For a split second, everything stayed too bright, too still, like the entire arena was waiting for a cue that never came. Then the music hit. Loud. Perfect. Exactly on time, but something wasn't. BTS stepped onto the stage like they always did, sharp, controlled, synchronized. Thousands screamed. Phones went up. Purple lights flooded the air, and yet, there was a delay, not in the sound. Not in the choreography. It was subtle. Almost invisible. The kind of thing your brain notices before you do. A half-second pause before a turn. A glance held just a fraction too long. Movements that were technically flawless, but felt disconnected, like they were following something unseen. First, no one reacted. Why would they? This was BTS. Precision was their language, but then it happened. During a transition, one of those moments where everything flows seamlessly, two members crossed paths. Normally, it was clean. Effortless. This time, one of them stopped, just for a second. He didn't miss his mark. He didn't mess up. He just stopped and looked, not at the crowd, not at the cameras. Something offstage, the other member noticed. You could see it in the way his expression shifted, not dramatically, not enough for casual viewers, but enough. Enough to break the illusion, and then they continued. Perfect again. Too perfect. The crowd screamed louder, as if trying to overwrite what they had just felt. But the energy had changed. You could sense it spreading row by row, like a quiet ripple no one could explain. Something was wrong. Minutes passed. The performance moved on. Formations hit. Vocals stayed strong. Every beat landed exactly where it should, but the glances kept happening, quick, sharp, always toward the same direction. Backstage. At one point, during a high-energy section, one of them smiled wide, bright, exactly as expected. But his eyes didn't. They shifted, just for a moment, and that's when the cameras caught it. Not intentionally. It wasn't a zoom or a focus. Just coincidence. A frame that lasted less than a second, but fans saw it later, over and over again, frame by frame. There was something in that direction, something or someone. Theories exploded online within hours. Some said it was a technical issue, a stage malfunction, a missed cue. Others weren't convinced, because the timing didn't match. Every glance, every pause, every micro-reaction, it was too consistent, too coordinated to be random, almost like they all knew something the audience didn't, and they were trying not to show it. But the more they tried, the more it slipped through. Near the end of the show, everything should have settled. The final songs, the emotional speeches, the connection with fans, this was the part they never got wrong, and they didn't. Not on the surface. One of them stepped forward, breathing slightly heavier than usual. He raised the mic. The crowd quieted, ready for the usual words, gratitude, love, promises. He started speaking, and then stopped. Mid-sentence. Not because he forgot. Not because of emotion, because something changed. Again. This time, everyone felt it. The air shifted. The sound dipped, just slightly. Enough to make people look around without knowing why. He looked to the side, same direction. Every member did. At the exact same time. NOQ. No signal, just instinct. Or something else. It lasted 2 seconds, maybe less. Then he smiled, finished his sentence like nothing happened. The crowd erupted. The moment was buried, but not erased, because cameras don't forget, and fans don't either. Clips surfaced. Angles compared. Timelines analyzed down to milliseconds, and one detail kept coming back. In every angle where they looked off stage, there was a gap. A space where something should have been. Crew members moved around it. Lights avoided it. Even the camera framing seemed to shift, subtly, repeatedly, like it was trying not to capture that exact spot. But once someone noticed, it was impossible to ignore, and then came the question no one could answer. If nothing was there, why did all of them react to it at the exact same time? The official footage never addressed it.no statements. No explanations, just silence. But fans who were there, close enough to see beyond the screens, started saying the same thing, quietly, carefully, like they weren't sure if they should. They said that for a moment, just one moment. It didn't feel like a performance anymore. It felt like something interrupted it, and whatever it wasn't part of the show. The image didn't help. If anything, it made everything worse. A close-up, clear, steady, almost too perfect. One of the members of BTS smiling, forming a heart above his head, eyes warm, expression soft. The kind of moment fans loved. The kind that should have reassured everyone that nothing was wrong, but something was, because this photo was taken the same night, same outfit, same stage, same lighting, and yet, when fans started comparing timestamps, something didn't line up. The smile came after the moment, after the pause, after all 7 of them had looked toward that exact same place, which meant one thing: whatever happened didn't stop the show. It continued through it, hidden beneath every movement, every expression, every perfectly timed gesture, and this photo proved it. At first glance, everything looked normal. But the more people studied it, the more details started to emerge. The eyes, not the smile, the eyes. Zoomed in, frame by frame, there was a subtle shift. Not obvious. Not unnatural enough to raise alarms on its own, but when placed next to earlier clips from the same performance, it was different. Less relaxed, more focused, like he was still aware of something, even while smiling directly at the crowd. And then came the background. Blurry, out of focus, filled with light and movement. But in one version of the image, just one, the contrast had been adjusted slightly higher, and in that version, something appeared, not clearly, not fully, but enough. A faint distortion. Behind him, slightly darker than the rest of the background. Not shaped like a person. Not shaped like anything recognizable, but positioned exactly where they had all been looking earlier that night. At first, people dismissed it: compression artifact, lighting issue, camera noise, simple explanations, comforting ones, until someone overlaid the image with a frame from the earlier clip, same position, same height, same presence. It wasn't random. It wasn't moving, but it was there. And it hadn't been there before. That's when a new theory started to form. What if it didn't arrive all at once? What if it wasn't something that suddenly appeared, but something that slowly became visible? Something that was always there, but only revealed itself at that exact moment. The idea spread quietly, not trending, not viral, just circulating among the people paying close attention, because the implications were worse, much worse. If it wasn't part of the stage, if it wasn't equipment, if it wasn't a person, then what exactly were they reacting to? And how did all 7 of them notice it at the same time? Then another detail surfaced. During the final segment of the concert, right before the ending meant, there was a brief camera sweep across the stage, wide angle, quick, easy to miss. But